Let's bring in our guy, Matt Barnes, NBC Sports California and ESPN. Matt, we appreciate you joining us. Yo, Matt, we got an idea. A pre-roll called Light the Beam.
Wait, say it again. I'm sorry.
It's all good. A pre-roll called Light the Beam.
Light the beam. I like that idea.
Come on, man. You're the man that can make this happen. You're the man that can make this happen.
I lit the beam in my hotel after they lit the real beam last night. So I love the idea and I'm all for it.
Let's go. Matt Barnes introduced the pre-roll, Light the Beam. I'm with it. I'm with it.
We have to make that happen.
It would go crazy in Sacramento.
Oh my God.
I'll tell you that right now.
Man,
it will go crazy.
Even people who don't smoke will be like, you know what? I'm in. I'm down. Let's do this. What stood out the most for you the last 10 games or so for the Kings?
These guys are having fun. They're smiling. They're enjoying themselves. And obviously winning is fun. But I just think they've bought into, what Mike Brown has brought down, Highway 80 from the Bay. And it's a beautiful thing.
Yeah, man. I look at this team, and one of the things that really sticks out to me, Matt, and it kind of reminds me a little bit, you can tell me if I'm wrong, of that famous We Believe team that you were a part of, is any given night, it's Terrence Davis with 31 or Malik Monk with 26 or De'Aaron does his thing as the best player and scores 28 or DeMontis Sabonis. It doesn't have to be one guy every single night. There's multiple guys that could go off and lead the team offensively at the very least to a victory. And like I said, that's why it kind of remind me of that We Believe team a little bit.
Well, I mean, that's what makes this team dangerous. Obviously, in the past it's been, De'Aaron's got to do all of the heavy lifting. And I think with this new wide open spacing movement and ball movement offense, you get to utilize the rest of the weapons. It really hats off to Monty McNair, for going out and picking up shooting. Shooting is integral in this league, and he went out and got, Kevin Huerter, who's one of the best in the NBA. Obviously, Malik Monk, Terry Davis has been been with the Kings for a little bit, but it's just beautiful to see, like you said, all the different weapons. The Kings rank, top 10 in every important offensive statistical category. Yeah. And it's been fun. And someone from Sacramento who, doesn't live there anymore, but will always, bleed purple. It's dope to see just the energy in the city and, how excited the fan base is. I remember I was getting, dressed in my hotel room yesterday, and I just looked out the window before I went over to the arena and just saw purple lights all over different buildings, and I've been doing this Kings thing, that I'm coming into my second year. I didn't see one purple light at all last year, you know what I mean? And we're 13 games into the season this year, and you just really see, this team is giving the city hope. And I just think that's what's beautiful about it.
Before we go any further, I just want to let Matt know, I don't care if you're living in Sacramento, LA, or on Mars. You're verified in Sacramento, California for life. Don't even trip off that. You verified. Bro.
Appreciate that, bro.
Yo, you mentioned you told us once that Mike Brown, when you were with the Los Angeles Lakers, Mike Brown wasn't the right hire for that Los Angeles Lakers team. Mm-hmm. He seems to be the right hire for this Sacramento Kings team. Why do you think it's working so well with Mike Brown at the helm?
I think because this team is new and trying to build build a foundation and find an identity. That Laker team was coming off a historical run with Phil Jackson and, with rest in peace to our brother Kobe and Powell and Bynum and Meta and all different kind of older, veteran, experienced guys who have been accustomed to one way. You know what I mean? And that's not to say, obviously, Mike has grown since that experience. And I really think, Mike has always been as sharp as a tack on the defensive end, but I really think the time he spent in Golden State, kind of seeing how to implement this new free-flowing offense that is kind of, the trend in the NBA now, which is predicated upon, spacing and ball movement and shooting. I really think that's kind of helped his development as a coach as well. So, again, it wasn't the best situation with the Lakers, but it's not always going to be the best situation everywhere you go. But I think this was a great hire and pickup for this young Kings team because Mike has so much championship experience and so much knowledge to give these young guys. And it's interesting because every time I get a chance to talk to the players or hear the players talk, they're always referring to Mike, Mike this, Mike this, Mike that. And I just think it's a beautiful thing because to me, that shows that they really bought into what he has, been preaching.
Yeah. Hey, Matt, we know you're always going to, be a straight shooter with it. So I'm going to ask you this. I know you're going to give us the real, but plain and simply put, is this sustainable? Is this real? I think it is. I look at the way they score and the way they play together. It seems like the real deal, but what do you see in your eyes, man?
I agree. I don't think there's really any gimmicks to what they're doing. They're playing good basketball, and I think they're also going to be getting better. I want to say they're 26th in the league in defense, but I don't think that's a true number because when you get to see them play live and see how far they've come in just a year, and really in less than a year, how far they've come in these first 13 games as far as just communicating and making that second and third effort and cleaning up the defensive glass, locking in one-on-one. De'Aaron Fox is someone who I said, could be an all-NBA defender if he wanted to, and it seems like this year he wants to. So, I really think, the offense, again, is top 10 across, all the statistical categories, but I think this defense is going to continue to improve. And when that starts to happen, there's no telling. I mean, I'm not saying, hey, we're going to be fighting for a championship this year, but I definitely feel like this team is heading in the right direction, and they will definitely be in that play-in or play-off situation come in the season.
Matt, we appreciate you. We know you're short on time today, man. So we appreciate you squeezing us in, man. Thank you.
No problem. Thanks for having me, guys.